Well, good morning, everybody. We're almost done with hay season 2020 for us. We don't do 3 cuttings. We don't need to. One last thing to do is go around all the fields and push back the creep that keeps growing into the field. If you don't push it back, you'll lose 5 or 6 inches on a field all the way around it every year, or sometimes every cutting. So I go around and I'll mow around the edge of all 5 of these fields, and then officially the only thing left to do then is clean up all of our equipment and put it in the shed for the winter. So stay tuned. Just to give you guys an update as to what happened Friday night when we baled this out here. As I said, I pulled in those 2 outside windrows, and we were going to leave that for yesterday. And then Friday about, I think it was like 5:30, we were up to the in-laws and I was grilling hamburgers. And the skies were getting very dark, and my father-in-law comes out and says, "What do you make of that?" And I says, "I think we better go pick up some hay." Well, then it actually started sprinkling just a little bit, not enough to really even mount anything, enough to say you felt a couple of drops. So him and I, we hogged down our dinner quick as we could. He came down, he hooked on the empty wagon, and he bailed up these 2 while I brought the white down, and I pulled that wagon that had 121 bales in it. I pulled that up to the shed, and then we ran up with 1, 2, 3 pickup trucks, and we picked up, there was 50-some bales in, I'll show you, that's the next field we're going to. There was 50 some, 52 I think, bales in that, 51 or 52 bales in that field. So I'll show you, that's the next field we're going to. But when I do this, pushing back the creep as we call it, just one width around with this 5-footer, and that's enough. That keeps our mark to where we mow when we come back next year for first cut. So stay tuned. field here, this centerpiece you just saw, I brush hogged that down. It's kind of wet in there. This one we ended up, we think it was like 52 bales, 51, 52. A lot more than we thought, or we might have figured out a way to put them on the wagon instead of kicking them on the ground, but such is life. I didn't think there would be more than 30, 35 down here, but came out good. It was a good second cutting, so that's what it is. This field right here really surprised me a lot. We basically ended up with about twice as many as we thought. Like when you're tedding and raking, you can get a pretty good idea how it feels. And we ended up with 13 off of this field. So, and we took a late first cutting off of this field. So that really was actually quite impressive.